All right, everyone. So, as always, when we are getting closer to the release of the newest chapter of the Boruto Two Blue Vortex manga, the official Naruto website does put out pages for us in order to promote the newest chapter. And we do have one of those pages here. And I am going to be discussing them now. Before I get into it, even though this was, again, officially put out by Shueisha on the official Naruto website, this, of course, will still contain spoilers. So if you want to go into the chapter completely clean, then I do recommend you not watch this video. But if you're still here, then let's go ahead. Now, this page does include something very interesting. For one, we now have official confirmation that the fight between Sarada and Hidari that's been teased for a few chapters now is officially happening. Now, again, we do only have one page, so obviously there's a lot of context that we don't actually have. We're going to know more once we actually do have the full chapter, or maybe when we do have some more pages that do get leaked every time when a new chapter is about to get released. Or not necessarily leaked, it's essentially released first in Japan, and then people who get their hands on the chapter share some pages online. So it's not technically a leak, it's just people who manage to get their hands on the chapter first when it's officially released in Japan, and then they share some of those pages online for people to see. So even though we do call them leaks, they're not technically leaks. Now, this page does show Sarada, for one, actually having her Sharingan activated, and we see her actually dodging what seems like a Chidori from Hidari, and we do see Konohamaru there, and it seems like he is either on his way there to help her or he was already there and saw Hidari trying to use, again, what looks like a Chidori to attack Sarada. Now, as I said, there is a lot of context that's missing here, so we don't actually know what's happening. We don't know if Hidari tried to sneak up on Sarada and then Sarada managed to sense it and was able to dodge it. But just by looking at the page, specifically the panel in the middle, speaking of which, guys, I can't actually show the page on screen because I know that if I do, I'm just going to get in trouble with copyright when it comes to YouTube and having to deal with their, copyright BS. So I do apologize and I do hope you understand why I can't actually show the page on screen. I will be able to show some of them when the official chapter gets released because I think that once that happens, it's fine. And I haven't gotten into any trouble yet. So hopefully that will continue. So again, I hope you understand. But just based on the page that we're seeing here, and specifically the panel where Sarada is dodging Hidari's Chidori, or again, what looks like a Chidori, I can also see two claw marks both in front of and behind Sarada. So what I'm guessing happened is that Hidari used the claw mark to disappear and try to essentially appear behind Sarada and hit her, but Sarada was able to predict what was going to happen and was able to dodge in time. I'm guessing that's probably what ended up happening. So if that's the case, then not really a surprise that she was able to dodge it. So it's not like she was focusing on something else and then Hidari tried to sneak up on her with a Chidori from behind. I think that he was fighting her and tried to use that trick to sneak up behind her and attack her. But Sarada, of course, being a trained shinobi, would be able to anticipate that and knew what Hidari was planning and was able to dodge in time. Obviously, having her Sharingan on would of course help her because the Sharingan does help you predict what someone's movement is going to be ahead of time before they even actually do it themselves. So obviously that would help. Now, people have speculated that maybe this chapter is going to be where we will actually see the debut of Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan powers. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I honestly would not be surprised. And if that does happen, then it would again show us just how dangerous these Shinjuu actually are. That Sarada feels like she needs to use her Mangekyo Sharingan and the power that she gets from it in order to be able to deal with them. And again, it would also be nice to actually see what her powers actually are. And when it comes to the fight between Sarada and Hidari, now I personally don't expect Sarada to actually win. I do think that Hidari is going to come out on top because I think that this fight is probably going to show also just how powerful and how dangerous these Shinjuu actually are. Like what we've been seeing so far in Boruto Two Blue Vortex ever since they've made their debut. And I think that this chapter is also going to showcase that with Hidari's fight against Sarada. Now, I don't know what Konohamaru is going to do. Maybe Konohamaru trained as well in the last 3 years during the time skip, so maybe he has gotten better than he was before. So maybe he will be able to help Sarada in some way. I know a lot of people like to dunk on Konohamaru, and I understand that that is a meme, that it's a joke. But I am hopeful that maybe Konohamaru will actually be able to do something in this chapter to at least help Sarada. Although, again, I'm not expecting him to be fully involved because, again, I think this chapter, this fight specifically, is Kishimoto trying to essentially show us how much Sarada has improved. Just like we've been seeing with Boruto, Mitsuki, and Kawaki, and now I think it's Sarada's turn to showcase just how much he's actually improved in the last 3 years during the time skip. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're here, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, share this video out there, hit the subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell for notifications. And also keep in mind, I do have a Jujutsu Kaisen chapter review that is going to come out hopefully either tomorrow or the day after you guys see this video. So keep an eye out for that. And I hope I'll see you guys for my next video, which if we get more information, if we get another page of the newest chapter released on the official Naruto website, then of course I will make a video discussing that. And who knows, maybe that's the video that's going to be next. But until then, bye for now.